Thank you for everyone who is still hanging around. We are last, but we are not least. I am from 11 Labs, and if you're in the vicinity, you want to learn more about 11 Labs, gather around, gather around. 11 Labs is an audio AI research company, and thankfully for you all, it is a very fun product to demo. So we don't have a bunch of boring slides to go through. You're going to get to see a great product in action. But before we jump into it, I want to just chat you all through a little bit about 11 Labs. So we have a booth just down the way here. But today we're going to go through how a few different ways that 11 Labs has really revolutionized the audio space, specifically within media and entertainment and within broadcasting. Before we go into it, I just want to give you a little bit background on 11 Labs for anyone who's not familiar. We're an audio AI research company, and when you think about human voice, we as humans have been talking to each other for hundreds of thousands of years, and it's the way we communicate and the way we connect with each other. But until like the last 3 years ago, there wasn't a very good synthetic voice that sounded very natural, very human. And so what 11 Labs did was we created about 3 years ago. Our founders researched what it was that made the human voice sound human, and it's all of these things you see on the screen. It's like the accents, the inflection, the pitch, the mistakes, the pauses we all use. All of those things make human voice sound very human. And they thought, how do we take this and put it into technology? And so what they did was about 3.5 years ago, we launched a text to speech model. Input text, you get audio out. And within the first few months on the platform, after launching this model, we had over 1 million users. Fast forward 4 years later, we now are an $11 billion company. And we work with so many of the 4 of the 5 major studios today. We work with ESPN, Disney, all leveraging 11 Labs to add audio into their workflows. And so these are our founders on the screen, Maddie and Piotr. They're both Polish co-founders, and actually, coincidentally, their mission for 11 Labs is very similar to the industry you all sit, where they grew up in Poland watching very poorly dubbed Polish movies. There's this peculiar thing in Poland where there's one voice that will narrate the entire movie, and it's called lecturing. So it's typically a male who will do the voice of like children, females, like kind of like a audiobook, but it's a Hollywood film. So their goal was to make their goal was to make any content available in any language and any voice. And with the models we have, you can now have any AI voice in any language, and we'll go through that in a bit. But that was 4 years ago. We now have many, many more models that are available, all in the audio space. So like speech to text for transcribing, transcriptions. We have an AI dubbing model. We have a voice cloning model where you can bring any voice to the platform that you have permission to clone and clone that. And then we have a conversational AI and these agentic experiences. So we're going to chat through a little bit of these, and we'll demo these as well, including the 11 music model. So today we're very fortunate to work with so many great partners, as you can see on the screen. We work with 75% of Fortune 500 companies. AWS is an incredible partner to 11 Labs, helping us as we continue to scale as an AI company. So there's a few different products, as I mentioned. We have different models. We have an agents model, and I'm going to go through a demo of this because it's very fun and demos very well. But as I'm sure many of you have heard, AI agents are what everyone is focused on and everyone is creating. And those are agents that can take tasks for you. So it's an AI voice that you can talk to. It can book meetings for you. It can help you set up like a TV subscription. It can help you with your streaming subscription. But it's basically a support agent that you can talk to. There's other use cases as well that we see across broadcasting. So like one of the things ESPN has done is they have an avatar called Fax, and he is for SEC Nation, gives insights to football, and that you can ask that agent questions. We just announced like a couple days ago we launched an agent with Fox Sports, so anyone who's a sports fan. Colin Cowherd is famous Fox broadcasting talent. So now if you download the Fox app, you can actually chat to Colin Cowherd and his AI voice and get insights into football, sports, the World Cup, anything you want within the Fox Sports app, which is really cool. So I'm going to demo. We have an agent at our booth that you're welcome to stop by and demo as well. But this is the voice of Michael Caine, who you all maybe know very well. But this is his AI persona and presence, and we can ask him different questions. So let's call Michael.
Hello, I am the AI voice clone of Michael Caine. How are you enjoying the NABI conference today?
Hi, Michael. I'm really enjoying it. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly well. Thank you for asking. It's a
Michael,
lovely thing, isn't it?
Michael, this is the last day at the conference, and there's a lot of people listening to you. What do you want to tell them?
Well, first of all, I'd say enjoy every last moment of it because today the show floor closes at 2 in the afternoon. So don't waste a single minute standing around talking to an old actor like me. Get
Well,
out there and see what's happening.
Michael, we
But if I
love
can
to
leave you,
talk to you. We're very happy to talk to you. Why do you think so many people are hanging around this late into the conference? Michael, are you ignoring me?
like a good scene, you let it breathe. Now, where were we? You were asking me why people are still here on the last day. And I think the honest answer is this. When you're surrounded by genuinely brilliant people talking about the future of storytelling, of technology, of how we communicate with one another, well, you don't want it to end, do you? I've been in this business for over 60 years and I still feel that way. The
Oh.
conversation is always the best part.
All right. Anyone in the audience have a question for Michael Caine? We can ask. I'll pause that phone call. Michael, what's the point of all push-ups?
Well, I'll tell you something. I was never much of a push-up man myself, but I'll say this. Preparation, in any form, is everything. Whether it's physical preparation or learning your lines, you have to put the work in before you step in front of the camera or the audience or anyone really. The point of
Okay.
a push-up
Last
is
question
to
that
prove
everyone wants to know, Michael, and then we'll let you go. What is your favorite film that you've been in?
Now that is a question I get asked rather a lot. And I'll tell you, it's a bit like asking a father to pick his favorite child. Not many people know that I've made over 100 films. So you're asking me to narrow down quite a considerable list. But if I'm being honest with you, I have a very soft spot for Alfie. That was the film that made me, a young working class lad from South London. Suddenly the whole world knew my name. And then, of course, The Dark Knight, working with Christopher Nolan, playing Alfred. There
Thanks,
was something very
Michael.
special.
I think there was one more question. Did you have a question?
Hola, ¿hablas español? Do you speak Spanish or I can do it in English?
Only English, unfortunately.
Okay. Can you be an agent that I can take my air personality out and you charge me $1 instead $100 for the people who are talking in my radio station? And how much does it cost a month to use it?
Yep. So we have plans on the website, and it very much varies based on like how many conversations you're running. And you can definitely use these agents across like really any experience. We see it across so many. And actually, if we come back here, let me see if I added this slide. I did not. One of the interesting use cases we did last year. So you get the agentic experience, and there's a few things that are going on in background that you may not have noticed. But there's the ability to interrupt Michael Caine, right? Like he's not just going to keep talking on and on and on. You can interrupt him. These can get quite intricate into like some of the things we've seen across streaming is like helping users troubleshoot their accounts and sign up for a new subscription, cancel their subscription, get refunds. And it's really about creating these AI experiences in a much more optimized way. One more fun one on agents before we move on is last year we cloned James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, in conjunction with Disney and Epic Games, where in Fortnite, if there's any gamers, it's the same experience like you witnessed with Michael Caine, but gamers can actually chat back and forth with James Earl Jones, who has passed away. But what a great way to take those character experiences and carry them on. So that's one piece of like the industry and where we see things going now is this AI agents piece. And especially within this world of like media and broadcasting, there's so much incredible IP, and giving users the experience to interact with that is one of the areas that we're most excited about. But we have a few more things to cover off. So one of the questions we've been asked a lot this week, here's our Darth Vader experience, where players could chat with Darth Vader. But one of the things we've been asked this week a lot, we get asked about dubbing quite a bit because we do have a localization model and dubbing platform. And this year we've really scaled our human in the loop offering for localization. So the way it works is you send a video to us in English, in Spanish, in any of the languages that you speak, and then we have a human service where we'll use our AI models and we'll dub that content to our founder's vision. But we can also maintain that original performance and actor's voice and speaker's voice, but in the new language. You also have the ability to swap out the voices with other voices who are maybe more authentic. But what this has done for localization is not only made it cheaper because of the AI aspect of it, but it's also so much faster to get content turned around while you still have that offering of somebody reviewing those native translations, making sure they're accurate. So I'm going to show you a quick example of this. What you'll see in this video is you'll see the English and then you'll see it toggle between different languages, but it's still maintaining some of the voices we swapped out with authentic voices, but it's still maintaining the emotion of the original video. So I'm going to press play.
Hein? Ah, come on, man. Tu t'en fais beaucoup trop. On a des choses bien plus urgentes à régler.
My family is the closest thing I've ever had.
Quiero devolverles a mis padres todo lo que hicieron.
Beautiful nature, desert, canyons, mountains.
Jetzt verstehe ich den Reiz von Socotra. Absolut verrückt. Sie sehen einfach wie Gehirne aus.
Metin amirim, tekrardan kusura bakmayın.
State facendo solo il vostro dovere. E la verità è che la colpa è anche nostra.
Social media companies, most tech companies that do any kinds of advertisement do, और ये वही ads होते हैं जो users का personal data use करते हैं.
Very, very excited about that ability. So what you saw was that you have the original English video. You've now used AI to clone that original speaker's voice, dub into a new language, all in an automated fashion. The piece where you would want the productions offering or human in the loop is to verify those translations. But this area we are so excited about of really making content universally accessible to like regions who maybe haven't had dubs before, haven't been able to benefit from so much of the amazing content we have here. So very excited about this model. Okay, we've gone through agents and we've gone through like a little bit of dubbing and human in the loop. The last thing I want to show to you all, because I know it is lunchtime on the last day of NAB and so grateful that everyone has hung with us so far. But the one last thing that we are excited about within media and entertainment and broadcasting is generative music. So if you think about music today and how hard it is to generally get music for like jingles for advertising, marketing, there's usually a lot of stock libraries that people will go purchase music from if they need something like on demand. But this year we launched only a few months ago our first generative AI music model. And the cool thing about this model is it's trained on fully licensed content, which means we went out and we worked with all the studios and music labels, and we actually purchased data from them to train this model on. It's the only fully licensed music model in market today, which for anyone who works closely with their legal procurement teams really, really matters to those teams. So we're very excited to say that this model has now launched. It's fully generative. The adoption we've seen in the last 6 months has been a lot across advertising. So advertisers, they want the ability to create music in their own. They want full control over what that music should sound like. They want customization over it. We've seen people who have, unfortunately none that we can talk about right now, but we've seen we have a feature called Fine Tunes where you can bring your own music and you can create iterations of it. So say a very famous song that you own and you want to create a holiday version, or you want to create a jazz version, you can bring that music stem and create new versions of that, or you can just generate music from the base model. So as promised, we're not only going to go through slides, we are going to do a demo of the music model. So here is what it looks like in the 11 Labs platform. Let me go full screen. Okay, here's what it looks like in the 11 Labs platform. You can see there's a little toolbox where you can give the model a prompt, and then it's going to generate you a song based on that prompt. Is there anyone brave enough to give to offer a prompt to the model? Anyone have a song they'd like to hear? Sorry? Bomb Bomb? Okay, how about okay, it's the last day of NAB. We want you to generate a song that uses the lyrics Bomb Bomb. Ah, this Bam Bam. All right, I like it. Bam Bam. And is there a genre you want this in? Rock, country, jazz? Anyone have a strong preference for music? Latino? Afro Latino. The style should be Afro Latino. How does that look? All right, let's see. Let's turn this off. The model's suggesting it gives us some options too. It says with a driving beat and infectious rhythm. I like it. With a driving beat and infectious. All right, let's give it a go. So we're going to generate the song. I've not generated Latino before, so we'll see how the Afro Latino comes across. So I selected two variants. So you can see on this bottom here, you can get a couple variations of the song. We selected two, and we just did a 30-second music stem.
Último día, the energy high, and now that you sober, but the party don't die. Hey. The beat goes bam bam, feel it in your soul, bam bam. Everybody move now, bam bam. Bam bam, let's go, bam bam.
Wow, I really like the bomb bomb. That was good. How is the genre? It's all right. Let's try sample 2. Let's see if it's much different.
La day, let's go. Let's go. Feel the rhythm, bam bam, bam bam. Yeah, there we go, bam bam. Everybody, bam bam. Move your body, bam bam. Move your bam bam. One more time now, bam bam, bam bam. Let me hear your bam bam, bam bam, bam.
I like the first one, guys. First one. Second. Oh, we got a mixed audience, mixed polling. All right. You can. So what you can do is you can download, say we liked this first one. There's a little download button here. Actually, I think the audience liked the second one more. I might have been the outlier. It's fine. I don't have musical talent. I'm not offended. So you can download this MP3. So now we have that saved to our computer. And what you can actually do in the platform, come back to the music, and there's this feature called Fine Tunes. How this works is you can create like NAB Fine Tune 2026. And we'll drag that file here. We'll pick the genre that it was in. And then, so we had Latin, give it a label, and we'll create the fine tune. This does take, actually, I don't think we're going to have time to do it. This takes about 10 minutes to generate. But what it will do is it'll create that stem, and it'll give you 5 different variations of it so that you can now listen to it. And you wouldn't blend it with that original stem, but it would give you more variations if you like that stem, but it wasn't quite what you wanted. There's also an editor in the music model where you can remove. I'll show you real quick, actually. Discard. So if we go back to the music, let's go to our history tab. NAB Bomb Bomb. So you can see on the top there's included styles, excluded styles. You have the ability to edit these and repurpose each clip. It is a true editor, so you can shorten clips, drag clips, edit the style per clip. You can change the lyrics out if you didn't like the lyrics. There's a lot of editorial features here as well. All right, guys, that is what I have for you. If there's any remaining questions, like anything we can
Here,
answer.
right here.
Excuse me. What about the jingles? You can do a jingle or
Yeah.
a large song?
You can do jingles. So you can actually do any length of time on the music model. So a very common use case is like an advertising jingle. Like I want a radio ad that should run like 6 seconds, and you can create a jingle.
Okay, and I was if I have like a marketing place so we can sell jingles with you. We cannot do that, right? Like with 11 Labs, like explode the jingle or the song.
No. Our platform is just generative. So you could just generate music, but it doesn't work like a traditional stock platform where you would sell music and people could download it. It's more the opposite, where it's user created music content. All right, one question in the back.
Oh wait, here we go. So, from the music that you do create, is it your intellectual property, or like how does that work?
So the model itself is our obviously intellectual property. But if you're on any of the paid plans, when you create any music you create on the platform, you own that output and you can do whatever you like with that output.
So this is more of a question, I guess, for your prompter. Are there like character limits? If you have lyrics for like if you want a longer song or whatever, what are those?
Yeah, there's not really. You can actually even bring all your own lyrics. So if you wanted to force the generation of the output, you could bring your own lyrics. The prompts do get quite lengthy, so you can definitely play and tweak with it.
On the dubbing, do you send like a completed, like a final mix of the video? Like you don't need to send stems or anything like that. Like you send the complete video, and through AI, like it'll change the voice, but all the background music and sound effects and all that stuff will stay put.
Yeah, it's a great question. So you can upload stems, and today the quality is better with stems. But the model by default will remove the background noise. It'll remove the background music. We do have a new model coming very soon, and with that model, you can upload the full mixed track, and it will automatically preserve all of that and return you the output. It's an audio to audio